Hey guys, I'm Dimension Jumper and today I'll be doing my top 5 favourite Mega Pokémon from Pokémon Legends Z-A. Now, with Pokémon Legends, no, not Pokémon Legends, Auras, Legends Z-A not only brings in old Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, but also bring in some new ones for the story and stuff like that, and new ones that you can use if you want, depending on which one's your favorite, that sort of thing. So, yeah, so this one is going to be similar to my Pokemon X and Y one and my Auras one, but this time talking about the new Mega Pokemon you can use in Legends ZA. For number 5 is Mega Starmie. Now, with this one, it kind of grew on me when I saw it, because I think at first I was kind of surprised by it with its design, because it's basically just Starmie with legs. But I think over time, it's one of those ones that it kind of took me aback for a second. But I think over time, it kind of grew on me in terms of like how funny it is to look at. But I think that's one of the reasons why I like it. It's just because it's funny looking. And when it becomes Mega Starmie, when regular Starmie becomes Mega Starmie, it kind of does this pose, like kind of like as sort of like it, to me. It kind of makes it look buff. I don't know how to explain it, but that's how I see when Mega Starmie Mega evolves. And yeah, I think it looks really cool. I think the way that it walks is quite cool as well. It's got like that sort of like funny walk to it. So yeah, I think as a whole, Mega Starmie is really, really cool. I think it's a really interesting design. So yeah. For number 4 is Mega Phalanx. Now, regular Phalanx is an interesting Pokemon because it's basically just several individual Phalanx, but in a row. But with Mega Phalanx, it's basically just combines all of the Phalanx together and makes it into this sort of like Power Ranger type of thing, because you've got some Phalanx that make a shield, some Phalanx that make a sword, and then you've got several Phalanx that make the main body. And I think that's what makes it cool, because I think that's because it used the interesting uniqueness and way of how the Phalanx do this sort of thing. Because with other Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, it just a lot of the time it just changes parts of their body or their body completely. But with Mega Phalanx, I think it has the edge over several other Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, because it uses all the Pokemon that it has into one, and then it just makes it into this really cool and interesting design. And I think that really helps, and I think Mega Phalanx is a really cool Pokemon. For number 3 is Mega Chandelure. Now, with this one, I think it's really cool, because like with Mega Phalanx, where it uses all of its Pokemon or all of the Phalanx to make the main body, with Mega Chandelure, it's basically just becomes a giant chandelier, and again it goes into this design in terms of what chandelier looks like, or chandelier, and it just makes it into this giant chandelier or ghost type chandelier, and I think that's really cool. And I just like how it's just got these like many different candles on its body, and I think it's a really elegant design. I think that what helps Mega Chandelure with its design, it just looks very elegant, and because it's part fire type, but also because it's a ghost type, and I think the ghost typing helps it with that sort of like elegance and stuff like that. So yeah. For number 2 is Mega Greninja. Now, with Greninja, it's the main concept of its design is that it's based on the Rogue, because all of the Carlos starters in Pokemon X and Y are based on D&D characters. So with Greninja, it's based on the Rogue. With Delphox, it's based on the Mage, and Chestnut, I believe, if I remember correctly, it's based on the warrior or the knight. I could be misremembering with Chestnut, but those three color starters are all based on D&D classes, and I think that's really cool. And Mega Greninja leans into his rogue. I would say his rogue class a whole lot, because when he Mega Evolves, he has this giant water shuriken that he can hang from, and that's really cool. And I think it kind of reminds me of the introduction trailer that Greninja had for Smash Bros. For the Wii U, where he was just hanging from a tree and just creating a water shuriken to throw at Charizard and Mario. And I think that reveal trailer was really cool, and it kind of reminds me of that with Mega Greninja. And I do really like how whenever you use water shuriken, Greninja will just use the one he's hanging from, and that's really cool. Again, you don't really get to see a whole lot of that with Mega Pokemon, because it's just they use a move like Flamethrower or Stone Edge or Steel Wing, but they just like attack. But using part of their Mega form is really cool, and I think that's what works with Mega Greninja. It just uses the massive water shuriken that it's hanging from, and it kind of reminds me of in the anime when Ash's Greninja became Ash Greninja, and it could use the shuriken on its back. I think that was quite cool, and yeah, I think it's a really cool thing, and I do like how it gets these like sort of like blue things. I'm not too sure what they are, but like it gets these like sort of like blue horn things on his head. I think that's quite cool as well. So yeah. And for number 1 is Mega Hawlucha. Now, Hawlucha as a whole, I believe is based on I think Spanish wrestler or something. I'll probably put a bit of a fact trivia bar on Hawlucha somewhere on screen. And I believe, I could be wrong, but I think that's what Hawlucha is based on. And I think it is kind of shown in the trailer we got for Mega Hawlucha that he's based on some sort of wrestler. And with Mega Hawlucha, it makes him look so cool because it adds to that whole wrestler thing. And I do like how he gets like this big like golden mask thing. I think that's really cool, and his cape becomes more like a more, it basically just becomes more cape, because Hawlucha, he does have like his wings are a cape, and it adds to his design as a whole. But when he Mega Evolves, it just becomes extra cape, and I think that's really cool. And I think with a lot of Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, I think one of the things for me personally that should be added is things that add to their whole design, whether that's Greninja's giant water shuriken when he Mega Evolves, or with Delphox for example, where Delphox just rides on a broom on fire. I think that's really cool, and if it adds to their design as a whole, I think it could be interesting, and it could be really cool. And I think Mega Hawlucha really adds to that whole wrestler sort of facade and design, and it's really, really cool. So that's been my top 5 favourite Pokemon Legends Z-A Mega Pokemon. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.